Shannon.
All right, so we're gonna go to your hard keys at the bottom of the 4600 display. Hard key number 1, tank system. So what this indicates is you have 3 pre-fill settings you can program in there. So this is an 800-gallon setting. So once you hit tank 1 or tank fill preset number 1, it'll automatically go to 800. You hit that, and it automatically fills it up to 800. Tank set number 2, 600, you push the button, it goes to 600. Target fill is where you're going to actually want to be most of the time, because that is what indicating the float that's in the tank.
Okay.
So we have a float in the tank that always keeps track of your gallons. So that's where you're going to want to run it most of the time, and we're going to run on target because it's indicating right now there's 30 gallons in the tank.
Okay.
All right. Our low volume or our low tank alarm, we can turn it on and set it for like 100 gallons if we want to, or maybe 50 gallons if we want to know that we're getting close to the end of the tank and you aren't watching it. Okay?
Oh, that's a good idea.
All right. You can set that to whatever you want or just turn it off. Agitation. Right now I have it set so when your agitation button is on, it'll automatically shut off at 100 gallons. So what that's doing is agitation is sucking your product from the bottom of the tank up through your lines to recirculate.
So it'll calculate 100 gallons and then it'll shut off the agitation.
Exactly, because you don't want it to get lower than that, otherwise it's going to suck air, and then because it starts to slurry in the bottom of the tank when you're going over rough areas and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So it could suck air some of the time, and then it'll mess your pump up. Okay, so that'll automatically shut off right there at 100 gallons. Okay,
all right.
This indicator here will go away when it gets down to 100 gallons. It'll just go off. Okay. Also, this is your agitation intensity level. Remember how I showed you on the bottom?
Mm-hmm.
One light is low, medium, high. You probably want to run it about medium. Okay?
Okay.
If you get some real foamy product, you probably want to go on low. But most of the time, my guys run it on medium. Okay? So now we're at a medium level of agitation. Your low tank alarm's on 50, and then and your agitation's on with an auto shut off at 100 gallon and on medium. Your reductor is also on medium. Okay, so that's this. This is your target fill. If you want to program in like 550 gallon, and you hit the middle button down below, it'll suck in 550 gallon and then shut off.
Okay,
but you don't probably want to mess with that unless because you're mainly going to be pushing on with the truck motor.
All right.
Okay. Next button over is which we just went through. Here's your target rates. You have 1, 2, 3. You just click on them and click on them again to change them. If you want to go to 15, go to 15.
Okay.
You want to go to 16 and a half. There.
Under.
This one on top, your 80 pounds is just a manual pressure. So if you're cleaning out and you want to really push a bunch of pressure to the booms to get them really good and cleaned out, you'll run like 80 pounds of pressure and just spray it out. That's only for cleaning out. You don't ever want to run that manually, otherwise you'll go your rate will be way off.
Okay.
Because it's not. This is the flow meters are controlling these rates. This rate is just a manual pressure. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. You don't want it on there very often. Okay. Okay. Minimum spray pressure, minimum pressure that it'll spray. Check valves are at 13, so you don't want to go below that. So just keep that at 15, and then spray off pressure. Most labels are wanting you to run anywhere between 40 and 60 pounds of pressure. So you want your spray off pressure to match where your label pressure is.
Okay.
So, and you can just change that by touching it. Here's your flow meter valves. These indicate this indicates what it's on right now, and this is typically 10 to 30 gallon an acre work.
Okay.
Right through here. Okay. If you have a question about it, you can always go to recommendation and put in your speed you're running and the rate you're running, and then it'll give you an indication of where to put your valves.
Okay.
You have to click it here, and you have to manually turn them on down below, on or off below. Okay.
Kind of like fail-safe.
Yes.
Redundancy.
Yep. Next one over. This is your auto prime. So you can automatically prime your booms when you're starting into it with a new product, which you're gonna be first time you're spraying. You can hit the auto prime button. Okay. You indicate your speed you're gonna be running. Okay. A simulated speed. Spray volume. This is how much you want it to kick out. And then here's where you turn the DI pumps on if you're gonna prime a DI pump. Okay. Then all you do is just read the steps. You have to have it folded out, obviously. You have to turn your pump on and hit your master spray, and then it'll just do it all by itself. It'll automatically charge them.
Oh, good.
So then you have all your product out to the ends of the booms, and you're ready to spray.
Okay.
Okay? That's your auto prime. Here's your tank rinse. So you have a lot of different options. You have your boom only, your solution system rinse, your solution tank only rinse, and then a rinse tank transfer. So if you're short on a field, say you spray this soybean field and you have like 100 feet till the end and you already ran out, well, you can run some rinse water over, throw a little bit of chemical in there, and just spray it out.
Okay.
Okay. That's your rinse. That's transfer and fret. That's why you always want to keep that clean water up there in the rinse tank. So you just hit it on there and then start. Okay. And then the float in the tank it'll show you your gallons coming over. Okay. So however many gallons you need, and then just hit stop, and then it'll.
Okay.
Okay. There's your solution tank only. That's if you don't want to rinse your eductor out or anything like that. You just want to rinse your tank out.
Okay.
Okay. Here's the whole solution system rinse. You have to be on the bottom to open your eductor valves. Those are the only two valves you open to run this system.
Okay.
Okay. And then here's where you do single, double, triple, or low, medium, or high. If you have it on low and single rinses, you can get 3 rinses out of this tank.
The water.
Yes.
Okay.
If you have it on high, it's probably going to suck it all the way down in the first time. Okay. So there's your.
So depending on what you're cleaning out, would probably depend on how much water you're using.
Yep.
Per rinse.
Yeah. A lot of times, guys will go through like a single rinse on low and do the 3 that I told you about, and then shove an extra 300 gallon in and go to just solution tank only, and then just churn it up a little, just stir it up some more, and then spray all that out, and then you'll be good.
Okay.
All right. So that's your rinse, and then here's your boom track, which is your automatic boom leveling. Right now, it's set at 50 inches. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
There's your width of your boom. Arrow with the dot gives you another screen. You can go to individual sensors reading, or just run it off the center frame. Okay.
Okay.
We're gonna match center frame, and then all of them will be 50. If you want to run your center frame at 50 and your wings tilted up a little bit, then you can go to the arrow with the dot, individual, right there where it went back to, and then you just click on here. I don't know why it didn't do that. Individual, click on here, and right there, see,
so you can
50.
Change it.
Yep. Click. So just change that back to 48, and then they're all matching. Or we can turn these up to 55 if we want.
So individually.
Yep. And then they'll be cocked up a little bit from the center frame.
Okay.
All right. Let's just go to match center frame for now for simplicity. Okay, so now they're all grayed out. Here's your response. So this is your, it just goes up to 5. You can go down to 2, 3, 4, 5. This is what your response to raising up and lowering.
Okay.
All right. So if you think it's lowering too fast, you can shut it down a little bit. That's where I usually run it.
Okay.
So close out of that. Here's your, this tank here is just for dry application only. If you take this liquid system off, put a dry box on it.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Which you can do.
Yep. Here's your video button. It automatically brings up your camera.
Okay.
Okay. Here's your phone button. You already have your phone synced. You're ready to go.
Yep.
Radio. All your radio controls.
Most important.
Yep. Here's your light features. Remember the set programmed light number 1, set programmed light number 2.
Okay.
All right. And all you do is just hit the ones you want on or off. Okay.
Right.
Here's your HVAC. You just hit on this and turn it to auto or low or whatever you want to do.
Okay.
Okay. There's your buttons on the back side and the functioning they do. So A is to cancel out of that screen.
Okay.
So we're going to cancel out, and then C, the top rocker switch, moves your pages. Okay.
Shuffle through.
Yep. B turns your fence row on and off right here.
Fence row. Getcha.
And then D, the bottom rocker switch, it shifts your track to the left or right on auto steer.
Okay.
All right. And then the last button, you hit it, and it brings up your last field totals of the field you just sprayed.
Okay.
All right.
Now this one it's not equipped with auto row. The auto row features.
No.
Okay.
No. So that's all your programming buttons right here. So once we get up to the display, like I was telling you earlier, in order to get auto steer active, you have to have all 4 of the pieces of pie on. Okay? So in order to get the last one on, we'll have to be started up and on the white line or close to it and hit auto steer resume. Okay? And then once we get on that white line, we hit boom track resume. Your booms level out. And then once we get ready to go into the sprayed area or start your spraying, hit master spray on. Okay? This machine has section control where once we start spraying, it's going to leave a blue line, indicating where we sprayed before. With section control on, like it's indicated there, it will not spray over top of that blue area.
Ah, okay. So it will recognize that.
It will recognize it and shut it off. Okay?
Man, this is awesome.
Yep. So you'll probably want that on 95% of the time. Okay? The only time you want it off is if you see like a skip or something out there and you want to go back over top of it. Okay? Or if you didn't, if you didn't feel that you charged your booms properly and you want to hit that last 100 foot again, or the first 100 foot where you started again, just turn section control off and then it'll paint it a darker color blue, indicating you've already sprayed there.
Okay.
All right. But you'll want that on most of the time. Guidance is where we go to set up our AB line. Okay. So what we want to do is go to guidance when we're getting into a new field, and you go to set track 0, and then we want to go to a new track, and then you can choose between straight track, A plus B. Stop.
Let me see. Hold on. Sorry about that.
That's all right. So you can go A plus B or A plus heading, which I like. So if you just want to go straight back north and south, you can put 0 in for your heading. You know, 0 degrees, north and south. Okay?
All right.
Or you can just simply just hit name your track and just start here and then go all the way to the trees and then hit set B and then boom, it'll snap a line right there. And then it'll just follow that same line all the way across the field.
Okay.
Okay? So that's that. So there's your guidance. Here's your quick line. If you just want to just hit set A and then you just drive 50 feet, boom, it'll snap a line.
Okay.
Okay? Then you don't have to worry about setting B later on. Okay?
Huh.
All right. Swap track is if you're running like adaptive curves and stuff like that. I don't know if you remember running adaptive curves at all.
Mm-mm.
Okay. What it is you can run an adaptive curve. So you go to your guidance, set track, new track, and go to curve track. An adaptive curve, if you hit that and then hit record, it'll record going around all your in and outs and obstacles and everything that you go on your first outside pass.
Okay.
And then you can hit record and then stop recording at the end, and then it'll do that again. The only problem with that is it's real jerky because it's trying to find every time you turn that steering wheel, it's wanting to turn too. You know, whereas on a AB, it just is a straight line. See that? These are all just straight lines. So if you're running a heading, it's just going to go straight back north and south.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can go east and west and 90. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay? So it just depends on what you want to do. These buttons here indicate your direct injection. Okay?
Okay.
Right here, if you turn those on, it's going to show you it's on right here. Okay. And then it'll run your ounces per acre that you want to put on. Okay? This is new this year. We used to not have these on here. We used to have to go to this page, its own separate page to get it, to turn them on. Okay?
Okay.
All right. So, okay, then here's your location. Okay? So this is where you're going to put your client, farm, and field in. Okay? So what we're going to do is view all, and then it brings up all your client, farms, and fields. Okay?
Okay.
And it looks like he's got a lot of these programmed in here. So you can actually go back. You can go to client, and then here's where all of his clients are. Okay?
Yeah.
So what you can do is if you get a work order and Mac Clark is your customer, you can go here, and then it's on Mac Farm, and then this is your acres in the field. You can click on all these, and you'll have a line for this, and then what you'll do is hit OK, and then you can go to your work setup, and then all you'd have to do is change your work setup and put your new product in there, and then you're good to go.
Wow.
All right?
Jiminy.
So that's the only, then you don't have to change this client, farm, and field all the time. Okay? But if you're into a new field where the work order indicates you haven't sprayed that field before, then you'll have to go into location and then go to view all under clients. If you don't see the name there, then you go to edit client, new client, and then you add them in there.
Add them in there?
Yep.
Okay.
And then if you go to new client, then you add it in. And then what you'll have to do is then you'll go to the new farm and then a new field.
Okay.
You have to have all three of these filled in before you start the field.
Okay.
And you need to make these new after you have charged your booms. Okay? Otherwise, it's going to calculate the gallons you use to charge your booms
at empty
right here on your field total. Gallons used.
Okay.
Which you really didn't use that. You know what I mean?
Right.
So if you sprayed out 50 gallon and you set it up before you charged the booms, it's going to charge that guy an extra 50 gallon or whatever. And maybe, I don't know what their policy is there. But in order to get a true acres per gallon or gallons per acre on that field and in the area of work, you got to have it set after you charge them.
Okay.
Okay? So just remember, when you go to start up a field, go to setup, go to location, go to view all under the client, and see if your client's there. And if he's not there, then you have to edit new client.
Okay.
Edit client, new client. Same thing with farm, same thing with field. But you got to go in and hit each button.
Right.
And then that's when, after you get that set up, here's where you set in your product name.
Okay.
Okay? You can go in, set up a tank mix as well, and put in new tank mix, and you can put in whatever the tank load is. Here's your rate, say it's 15 gallon, and then your carrier, you're gonna be doing, enter the documented rate of the product. So we're gonna go 15 gallons of water, and then you just add products after that. So like if we want to run Roundup, add it, and then here's your rate. So we're gonna put on like 30 ounces probably. Okay, and then okay. See, and then it just adds them all right there.
Okay.
All right. So we're just gonna cancel out of that. Hit okay, and then that field you set up will indicate down here. Okay.
Okay.
All right. We've gone over boom track. We've gone over target rate. We've gone over your auto steer. That's basically everything you need to know. Also, anytime you see anything on this screen, you just touch it and it brings it up. Okay?
Okay.
Everything brings it up. There's your sections on and off. Here's your tank. That's your tank system. Here's your rates. Okay? Here's your standard flow. Okay? They're all down here too.
Okay.
Okay? It's just different areas to push on. It's kind of overwhelming, but once you get onto it, it's pretty simple.
All right.
So.
All right.